Jimmy Dore and Matt Stoller had an argument over what, like, so I recently did a video yesterday about, well, actually today, I'm sorry, about how uh, progressives need to be voting for Medicare for all before they vote for Nancy Pelosi as Speaker because, Speaker Pelosi is a Democratic tool of the establishment, of Wall Street, of the insurance industries, of the defense contractors, of the military industrial complex, of the of health insurance, but of big pharma and all of those. And Jimmy Dore had a great idea, which was make Pelosi put Medicare for all for a vote before anybody gives her the speakership. And so I believe that that's a great idea. That's how you get concessions. The thing that Bernie Sanders didn't do, Bernie Sanders didn't give Joe Biden 10 executive orders and say, here, you give me at least 2 or 3 of these tangible items within the first 100 days, and I want Secretary of Labor, or I will tell my 30% block of the party to, tell you to fuck off and then they won't vote for you, and that they'll not vote for you, and then I'll sit on the sidelines. That's what Bernie should have been doing. But anyway, the conservative Democrats, the people who are more right-wing Republican type people, they got concessions out of Nancy Pelosi before they voted for her in 2019 for Speaker. So, this is not new. This is exactly what we need to be doing. So, okay. So Jimmy Dore goes on with Matt Stoller and he talks about how there's 2 parts. So he goes on with Matt Stoller and Jimmy Dore's making the argument, look, you got to get things out of your leaders. That's what you have to do. They're not there to get committee seats. They're not there just to sit there and look pretty. You voted for them, so now they need to do what you want to do or you'll vote their asses out. That's what Jimmy Dore is arguing. And Matt Stoller is arguing something different. And I thought that I would share that clip with you, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
You're supposed to extract something for your vote. Whatever it is, you're supposed to extract it. Guess who did that last time? The Blue Dogs. Guess who won't do it this time? The progressives.
So this is I tweeted positively about your campaign because I like that you're saying they need to ask for things. And one of the things AOC responded to me and said, actually, we have asked for things, and I'm not being public with what we're asking for. But
it's a secret. It's a secret what they're asking for. It's a big secret.
But it's not. I mean, I know some of the. I mean, AOC is not the lead negotiator. That would be Pramila Jayapal. And like they are asking for things. But I think, and they're getting things. They're getting some representation on committees. It's insider.
Fuck off. Fuck you. Fuck off. Go fuck yourself with your fucking committee, fuckface. You fucking egghead nerd. I don't give a fuck about your committee shit. Nobody voted for her for a fucking committee. Why don't you stop saying that stupid shit?
That's directed at Matt, not at Jayapal.
Fucking Matt.
I have a point here.
Yeah, you fucking bet you do. It's called a Poindexter.
So I like what Jimmy Dore said, as I just said. You got to get something out of them. You got to get a vote out of them. That's what you have to do. That's why they're there. Stop making excuses for them. And then Matt Stoller's like, well, she's not the lead negotiator. AOC's not the lead negotiator. Pramila Jayapal is. Who cares? Who cares? I don't care. I don't give a damn who's the lead negotiator. I don't care who's not the lead negotiator. They all have to stand up to Pelosi. They all have to stand up to leadership. And since they're not, that's why the left keeps getting steamrolled. Because they think we're fucking around. They think they're just like, oh, that's cute. They're asking for Medicare for all. Bitch, we're not going to do that. See, do something about it. And then he's like, well, they're asking for things in secret. Why would you ask for things in secret? You should be pressuring them. That's what you got elected to do. That's what AOC said. Force them. No political party is going to automatically do what you want. Do what the Tea Party did. They wanted the Republicans to go more far right and more extremist and more racist. And the Republican Party was already there, but they didn't want to go as far right as the Tea Party wanted them to, so they forced them out. 2 leaders stepped down because they were uncomfortable with them. That's what you gotta do. And they're getting committees. No one gives a shit about your committees. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't vote for president or progressive politicians because I want them to get on a committee. I vote for a progressive because I want them to get me Medicare for all. That's what I want. I don't want people in medical debt. I don't want people to die because they don't have health care. I don't want people to end up with a $20,000 hospital bill or a $10,000 hospital bill, or to get price gouged by the health insurance or the health insurance industry, but the pharmaceutical industry for a thing of insulin, or for a little bottle of 20 tablets of pills. I don't want them to have to do that. So I want them to put Medicare for all for a vote. And if it takes telling Speaker Pelosi, we're not going to vote for you until you do that, then do that. That's why you're there. Fuck the committees. No one cares about that. Nobody. So stop saying that. When you vote for a progressive, when you vote for any leader, do you really think you're voting for committees? Most Americans don't even know what Congress is. Most Americans don't even know what kind of committees there are, or that there are even committees. They hear something they like about the politician, or a friend tells them to go vote, and that's why they vote. But the ones that actually do their research aren't voting because, maybe I'll vote AOC in, and maybe she's going to get on a committee. No, they vote because she's going to change their lives. But no, what is she doing? Voting for FISA, for illegal spying, so they can illegally spy on you, and voting for military budgets. So Matt Stoller's point is moot. It's mute. No one cares about that. And I'm glad Jimmy lost it on him, because he should lose it on him, because Matt Stoller is being a jackass. He's been an ass wipe. They're getting committee assignments. That doesn't matter. They're already on powerful committees. AOC is on the House Oversight Committee and House Oversight and Reform Committee. What has that done? Nothing. Because all they focused on was Trump. They didn't get a Medicare for all vote. So committees don't matter. What matters is that they get substance. So then Matt Stoller couldn't hold back, and Brianna Joy Gray challenged him about comparing the Justice Democrats, the progressives, to the loyal soldier Democrats, and saying that they're all the same and they're identical. Watch this.
The point here is, I think the issue is that progressive Democrats are loyal. Like, it's not clear to me that there's anything in the progressive world that is different than just your loyal soldier Democrat. And that's, I think, the core of it. It's like, you have to define what you want, and I don't see a coherent definition of what people want, where their values are. So
is it possible to make that? Is it possible to make that critique? Because I think that it's perfectly fair, and I agree with you and Jimmy in your frustration with the fact that they're not going far enough, and they're not.
But that's not the critique.
Wait, hold on. Let Bree.
But I also think it is overly simplistic to pretend that they are identical, that there is no difference between them and mainstream Democrats. And I think it would be an easier conversation for a lot of people to absorb and to agree with you if we just had a little bit more nuance in that. Because you can say that they are, AOC is not Pelosi, Ilhan Omar is not Pelosi, Rashida Tlaib is not Pelosi, and also express discontent that they're not doing what we'd like them to do in this moment.
So I'm glad Brianna made that argument. That is Brianna Joy Gray. Brianna Joy Gray was the former national co-chair of the Bernie Sanders campaign. She is one of the editors or contributors of Current Affairs, which is an awesome magazine. But notice what she says there. How are we going to say that they are identical? That progressives and the establishment are identical. If they were identical, why do we have a difference in names for them? Why do they have different policies? Why are progressives in there if they are identical, Matt Stoller? They're not. They're not. Okay? They take corporate money. Progressives don't. They answer to the donors. Progressives shouldn't, but apparently they do. So there's no way to say that they're identical. Now, I think Brianna Joy Gray is right. If you're trying to say, hey, they haven't given us anything of substance. They haven't done what they needed to in this moment in the middle of a freaking pandemic, giving us Medicare for all. They haven't done anything about that. They haven't given us UBI. They haven't given us higher wages. They haven't given us hazard pay. They haven't given us paid vacation time, paid leave, paid medical leave, paid family leave, nothing. Okay, you can say that both of them, neither the progressives nor the establishment Democrats have given us anything of substance. That is a perfectly sound argument to make. And in fact, I would make the same one because the progressives are just sitting by, letting Pelosi do whatever the hell she wants and not actually getting concessions out of her. That is perfectly fine to state. But to say, oh my God, they're identical? No, they are not identical in any way. Saying that they haven't done anything for the moment, that's fine. Okay, fine. But this is Matt Stoller making dumbass arguments, nonsensical arguments that are senseless, that are baseless, crappy arguments. And I'm glad that Jimmy Dore and Brianna Joy Gray both took him down.